I'm going to be covering a quick tutorial on how to use the iCarsoft MB2 to help diagnose misfires. We got a little bit of a misfire here in cylinder number 5 that we've discovered. We've actually already diagnosed it. We actually do know it is the coal pack that's bad. We're going to show you some of the procedures that we've gone through over here. So we had a misfire in coal pack number 5. I had to dig in. There was no check engine light, but using my iCarsoft, I was able to go in there and find that there was a P0300, which is random, just saying that, hey, you've got a misfire. That's not very helpful. But one of the other codes was a P0305, which means misfire in bank number 5 being this one right here, the middle one. So you've got 1, 2, 3 on the passenger side, and 4, 5, and 6 over here on the driver's side of the car. So again, we did have a misfire in bank number 5. We have diagnosed it, so now our misfire is on bank number 4. The reason we did that is you diagnose, find out if you've got a misfire, move it over. Now you could go ahead and do this and just check and see if you go from a P0304 to if it switches over and you start picking up a P0304 instead of 05. But with the iCarsoft, you can actually go in there and do this much better. So what we'll do is kind of show you how you go in. So I'm not going to go through the tutorials on how to get here, but you go into the engine control, so the ECM control module. Enter to go into there and then go down to view data. Once we're in view data, we're going to toggle down to smooth engine running. Okay, so I pick smooth engine running. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pick some random cylinders over here. Now I know that we had an issue with number 5, and number 5 was the one we're troubleshooting. Again, now I know we've moved it to number 4, and I'll show you what happened here. So I'm going to select number 4, and you can actually just kind of select any other. So I'm going to select 4, 3, and 6. So I've got 2 on this side, 1 on the other side. Actually, in the screen, there's room for 1 more. So we'll check number 5 again because we just did switch that. Now I'm going to hit done, and it's showing those. So now obviously the engine is not running, so we've just got NAs. So we're going to start the engine now. Okay, so now keep in mind, we had the engine off, and we also had the key out. You actually have to have the key either already in the on position or have the car already starting when you get into these menus. Otherwise you're just not going to get readings. It's going to say NA and it's going to stay NA. So now if you take a look at that smooth running of cylinder number 4, look at that. It's going all the way up to, it's spiking. The other 2 are staying almost level. Number 4 is spiking all the way up to 5 or 6 at sometimes. When it gets up to about 5 or 6, that means a complete misfire, but not every revolution. And what you'll see is some of the other ones start going off a little bit, but that's actually just because number 4 is misfiring so bad. Now, it doesn't seem so terrible, but when you're sitting in the car, you can actually feel that misfire. It is such a slight misfire that the engine doesn't even really appear to be shaking, but it is enough that it's noticeable sitting inside the car. So again, we had that misfire on number 4. On number 5. We switched number 5 with number 4, put it on there. We see the issue. So you can use this same method for diagnosing. If it had stayed the same, then what we would have done is we would have changed spark plug wires. We would have moved those over. If that stayed the same, then I probably would have moved on to the injector. One other thing you may say is, hey, it could be the spark plugs. It could be, but that's probably lowest on the totem pole. So I'd start with coal packs, then move on to spark plug wires. They can be pretty crusty at the age of this car. These are, we don't know when. We got this car about 1.5 to 2 years ago. For all I know, this is actually all original. When we took this coal pack off, as a matter of fact, another thing to keep in mind, when we took these coal packs off, they did have a crack in the bottom. So the casing is cracked. So one thing I have experienced in the past, you power wash the engine, the water gets up inside those cracks and it wipes out the coil pack. So we actually have new ones on the other side because we did do that. We didn't power wash this side. So keep that in mind. If you plan to wash the engine, you may wipe out coil packs. They're very susceptible to that. And also, again, these spark plug wires are original. They're still holding up. So we're going to swap out this coil pack and fully expect that to solve the problem.